if not for the airport toll, I don't think so. I've taken my bike out through any other toll since the last 7 months since I have the bike. I know I'm not gone for a very long ride, which means that I have to take my bike outside of the city limits or cross tolls and things like that. But kind of today was the first day I crossed a toll which was other than the airport toll. Coincidentally, every time I see a toll, even if I'm in my car, for some reason I just get reminded of Rohit from Chennai, who is known in the YouTube and the riding community as the toll-free traveler. For some reason I like the way that the guy is, like the way he talks, his videos. It's somewhat meditating when I see his videos. So that's the first guy I always get reminded of when I cross a toll. I mean, at least this is since the last few years since I've started following him and all that stuff. And every time I see a toll and I get reminded of toll-free traveler, I get reminded of a fact. Like I just wonder if what happens if in future some government decides that no, we will not allow the bikes to go toll-free, and even they start charging bikes. What will he rename his channel as? So, probably if I really get to meet him once in person, I'll definitely ask that question. I'll see what he has to say about that. Talking about motovloggers, I spoke about Rohit and his work that I've been following even before I think I bought my bike. I mean, so anything related to travel, I like it. Okay, it's not that it has to be a biker who goes places and puts a travel video, but anything related to travel, I like. And in that way, one guy whom I've been following since a very long time is Sharat Shenoy. Apparently, a former colleague of mine. He was on and off. But the very first time we met, I think it was 6 years back, he was still in IBM, and that's when he was starting to travel a lot. I mean, he had just kicked off traveling during that time, and we used to meet to exchange cameras and the GoPro or my GoPro I used to take, and a few things we used to exchange. I mean, I didn't have any bike at that time. I had my Apache, but I never used it for long distance traveling. I was always comfortable driving in the car because I used to take a lot of luggage. Sharat is one guy whom I used to follow a lot, and especially if you follow him on his Instagram, such a nice guy. Like the type of post that he puts from his travel, I would probably say he's kind of like a specialist in the Northeast or the Himalayas. He's the Himalayas expert, I would probably say, without any doubt. So he did a couple of longer rides there, and he's been posting regularly. He's very active on Instagram, and I really love the way he plans and posts his photos and all that stuff. He is not much into videos, if I'm right. Sharat, if you are listening, probably I think it's high time you have to get into videos also. He has done a few videos, but he does post a lot of 360-degree videos and short clips, but not like a motor vlog. But I'm okay. But like I usually follow him for the photos that he posts on Instagram, and his USP or the signature thing is how's your cubicle looking today. That's something which he posts on Monday morning at 9 o'clock, kind of trolling all the people who are stuck in their cubicles or probably in the traffic in the cities. I really like what he posts. So that's one person, especially when it comes to traveler and rider, that I like a lot. I mean, definitely Rohit, the toll-free traveler. His videos are really fantastic. I mean, it's like, as I told you, it's a very soothing kind of thing when you hear to Rohit when he talks. And even the off-late, the videos that I've been doing from his hometown, some of the DIY things that he's doing, or some story behind the travel kind of videos that he's doing. I really love them. Somehow I can binge watch his content for long. I mean, I've done that. Not that I've not done during the lockdown. I went and saw a lot of his older videos, which I somehow felt that I had not seen. The next person whose content I like a lot when it comes to bikes and riding and travel, okay, is Annie Arun, formerly GoPro man. Coincidentally, I was following his work also from his good old the GoPro man days. I think a few years back, he changed to Annie Arun. That's his Instagram and YouTube channel. Though more than his Instagram, I like his videos. Extremely raw and absolutely no visit to places which are like touristy spots or anything. I don't think so he ever travels to any tourist spot at all. I really think that he is like probably has never gone or he doesn't like going. So his tagline is, I think, in search of the unknown lands. That's what he has on his older bike also, his Duke 200. I think he recently upgraded to the 390 Adventure, KTM 390 Adventure. I have not seen him put any stickers on that yet, but I guess he's stuck in Mangalore since the time he got his bike. So he's one another guy. Like, there's a lot of raw feeling, and especially that he goes all off-road and unknown, unseen places. Sometimes he just goes to some place without even knowing where he is going, some dead end, and he starts talking to locals and try to figure out what is there, what next, what is not there. I mean, I kind of like that raw feel, and it's not like all this orchestrated YouTube-y kind of moto vlogs wherein it's all flashy stuff. No offense meant, but I see a lot of travelers or moto vloggers, I would say, from North India. I mean, like, seriously, it feels so artificial. Don't mistake me, but I really feel they're so artificial. It feels like they're doing just because they have to do. They're not enjoying their ride. They're just doing videos because they want more views, or they want more subscribers, or they want to impress their subscribers by showing some flashy things. Be it a normal YouTuber or tech YouTuber or content creator or traveler or anything, if they start doing things which will make me feel that they're doing it for their YouTube channel and not because they are enjoying, then I usually don't subscribe to them. That's as simple as that. So that's Annie Arun. Currently, I think he's in Mangalore. He's posting, at least like since the lockdown has been lifted, he's going out and he's posting some photos. But I'm seriously waiting to see him being back in the unknown lands in his new bike. It'll be nice to see what all he goes and explores using his new bike. So that's probably, I would say, biker number 3 that I really like and enjoy. Last but not the least, I mean, probably without hesitation, I would say, like, this is one person whom I really rate and respect a lot, both for his content and the type of person he is. Unfortunately, I've not met him in person, but I can really see his videos, and I can probably go ahead and say I can judge him what kind of person he is. That is Junaid Bhai, Junaid from Art of Motorcycle. Such an humble person, and his videos just makes you feel that you're along with him. The way he talks, the way he presents, and again, he's also not one of those guys wherein he says like, oh, go and see the description, I have few links, you can buy things from there. Nothing, none of these guys. I mean, to be frank, either Rohit or Arun or Sharath or Junaid, none of these guys are like who goes and promotes products and all those things. Even if they use some very high quality stuff, they never put all those affiliate links and all. That's what I like about it. The moment you start pushing too much using affiliate links and all, right, it starts giving a feeling that you're doing it for money and you're doing it for the so-called YouTube fame and not for yourself. And the best thing about these guys whom I'm talking about are the guys who are more worried about their journey and their travel than anything else. They're least bothered about subscribers, and none of these guys are like the ones who kind of go into subscriber meetups and all those things. Some of them do, I'm not telling no, but again, not like a commercial meetups and all. So coming back to Junaid Bhai, I mean, something which really stuck to me was the whole situation that happened with him in the last 2+ months. He kicked off his All India. Thank you. So he kicked off his All India ride, started traveling everywhere. He was in, I think, Calcutta. He started going towards the northeast, and he went to Meghalaya and he got stuck there during the lockdown time. One thing is, yeah, he was stuck in a hotel room for 2 months, and second thing is that's when it overlapped with the Ramzan time. And third thing is, even on the Ramzan day, I don't think so he was able to be back here in Bangalore in his home with his family. I mean, somehow it kind of stuck. He didn't post any video which shows what he's going through, but again, it was very evident. But the best thing about him is all the videos that he did, the daily live videos on the Instagram, so much. Literally, he's like encyclopedia is an understatement. He's literally like multi-encyclopedia of information about bikes and traveling and all this stuff, safety, everything there. And his vlogs are fantastic. He does not only put riding vlogs. He puts few vlogs from, like, say, when he goes to Goa or when he goes to Gokarna, apparently some of his favorite spots to go. And the vlogs from there, it's nice to see, like, that energy that he brings in, that smile that he brings in. That's what makes it special for me. You enjoy such content rather than the commercial ones, where people are always busy promoting products or trying to what I say is review as many bikes as possible, and even talk about products and super bikes and stuff. I like super bikes, not that I don't like super bikes, but when I see motor bloggers who are more into doing as many content as possible type of thing, I refrain from subscribing. If I'm really jobless, I just go and watch this stuff, but I don't enjoy seeing such things. So that's kind of 4 guys done. And the last moto blogger, I wouldn't call him moto blogger, rather I would say last guy related to biking community that I like. Apparently he's not a traveler, he is a reviewer, bike reviewer, which is totally contrary to what I just told some time back. But he's not a person who goes chasing for views. What he does is just put out some extremely high quality work. When I say extremely, it's extremely high quality work. And that's Sagar Sheldekar, the former power drift person, who now has a YouTube channel by his own name, Sagar Sheldekar. He is extraordinary when it comes to biking content. So his content is nothing to do with travel or motovlogging, but his content is more to do with reviewing motorcycles. His reviews are like very short, very to the point, and absolutely no bullshit. And if there is something wrong, he says it is wrong. It's not that he has to cover up just because he's an auto journalist and he has to say good things. There are few guys who do it. I mean, it's very evident. The moment you see about 5-6 reviews about a new bike or something, you'll come to know what are the good things and the bad things. But few people try to hide those bad things in a way. But Sagar is not one such person. Like, Sagar is like, if it is bad, he will like kind of very beautifully say how bad it is. So the thing I like about Sagar Shaldekar's videos is not that it is about travel or not that it is about photography. It's a quality. I mean, I think I told that, but when I say quality, the production quality, the visuals are like out of the world, just too good. And when I say just too good, it is really his video guys who work with him. I think let me recollect. I think it is one person called what he tags as AGR photography, and another person is Broken Asphalt. The photos and the videos that these guys take, wow, just too good. Production quality is top notch. Cinematic, the voiceover he gives, the B-roll. I mean, I know I'm talking too technical when it comes to all these things, but it's very difficult to find a flaw in his videos. When I say flaw, you can't find a flaw either in the production quality nor in the type of content that he is talking about. So that's how he maintains the quality, and he's not like makes 2 videos a week so that he gets enough views and all those stuff. Very good. And he's done quite a few Instagram live also during the lockdown, which I felt it was very informative and educative. The recent one he did with Dave Moss, even that was very good. I mean, these guys know the technical things literally in and out. Okay, be it I talk about Junaid or Sagar, these are the guys who, like, you wake them up in the sleep, you talk something like deep inside a bike, they're like, oh, it's as simple as that, like that. I think even in the sleep they'll be talking to bikes, I guess. That's what these guys are. So his live videos are also something like, but consider the fact that he is not riding. I'm talking about Sagar, so there's not much of a content that is coming from him, but I'm pretty sure once the lockdown is over and once the new bikes start coming in, he will come up with some absolutely kick-ass content. I'm pretty sure about that one. So he's one guy I look forward to. I think he recently got a X-Pulse 200 as a gift for his birthday. I think so. That will also be interesting to see if he does any videos using that. There are few more bikes which are up for review, so I guess that will keep Sagar busy once those bikes are out. I'm pretty sure the Triumph Tiger 900, wow, that's one bike I'm really very eagerly looking forward to see him review it. Okay, I have seen videos from Junaid, so he got an opportunity, I think, to go to Morocco, if I'm right, to try that bike out for the very first time. His videos were like, again, too good. I'm looking forward to Sagar's video also for the Tiger. So that's it. So that's my top 5 favorite biking related content creators. I don't know if I should really use the word moto bloggers or anything, because Sagar is not a moto blogger, Sharath is not a moto blogger, but these are my top 5 biking related content creators in India. That, but no, in no particular order. That's Sharath, Rohit, Arun, Junaid, and Sagar Shaltekar. My top 5 favorite guys on YouTube, rather, I would say. So that's it for this video. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.